Hey, how's it going? My name is PewDiePie, and this is what I do every day, at least twice.
WTF! WTF!
This episode of WTF Moments is brought to you by Calpol. I am off my tits on Calpol. Why? Because the pollen count here in England, it's off the charts. I was kept awake all night by sneezing and coughing and sneezing and coughing. I'm off me tits on Calpol. But let's talk about last night's SmackDown Live, shall we? Because we break it down segment by segment by segment. There's only one segment I didn't like and I didn't think was very good. And quelle surprise, as the French would say, that segment involved Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the history of Calpol. Other than Colonel McSweaty Bollocks' bollocks on last night's SmackDown Live though, every other segment, it made my bedrock. Fred Flintstone. Now many moons ago, of course, I would have had some sort of grammar po-po meltdown by the sight of one of those things there, but for the first time ever maybe in the history of WTF Moments, let's kick things off with something wholesome and lovely and joyous, like a unicorn. WWE Championship Kofi Raston, the new Dar. I'm a fart. Bless Lars Sullivan, man. He tried his best, didn't he? Well, spelling's hard, Lars. Don't worry about it. So we learned a shocking revelation at the start of last night's SmackDown Live, and that's the Big E, that girthy bastard, pitched an idea to Vince McMahon, and he wanted the final hour of every SmackDown Live, every single week, to be renamed the Freaky Hour. Now, while Big E wanted to get all kinky with a slip and slide and Xavier Woods and probably Becky Lynch's ma in his Freaky Hour, Vince McMahon heard the idea of the Freaky Hour, and he wanted Lars Sullivan to be a bit Hispanic people for a full hour before reading poetry incorrectly. Damn it, give me Lars and his massive head. It reminds me of my grandfather. Voice. Needless to say, those who work under Vince McMahon managed to talk the boss man out of it, because could you imagine if they didn't? No, I don't know about you, but I was proper lolling, I was proper ruffling, I was proper lemowing, I was laughing me boobies off when Dolph Ziggler, of all people, had to go at Kofi Kingston and the New Day for pretending to be something that they're not. How the hell can he say that when he's the one strutting around every single WWE event like it's 1988 and he's a motley bastard crew? Oh yeah, I've got a lovely perm, me, and I can play electric guitar and I can shag all the women in that. Ah, cool. Dolph, man, you are quite literally playing the part of a middle-aged man in denial that his youth is over and there's no going back. Get a grip with reality, says the man who stood here looking like... Yeah, irony. Well, he brought up a last night's SmackDown Live, so we might as well bring it up again here on the WTF Moments for SmackDown Live, because we had Dolph Ziggler muscle mass ready to forget about the not too distant past and the plot holes that occurred there. He's still there spouting that absolutely incorrect bollocks saying it should have been May, even though he knows fine well he wasn't eligible to be in the SmackDown Live half of the Elimination Chamber match 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. Calpol. Ali was a SmackDown Live superstar. Ali got injured. Kofi Kingston was a SmackDown Live superstar. Kofi Kingston replaced the injured Ali. Whereas Dolph was on Raw /MIA. And speaking of slash, I reckon Dolph Ziggler wants to suck Slash off.
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
Now, before we start this point, I think what's important to say about Byron Saxton, while the Calpols made me feel all fuzzy and warm inside, Kofi Kingston's ascension to WWE Champion brought the best out of that man. Unbelievable. But for Byron to sit there on last night's SmackDown Live and claim that if Dolph Ziggler hadn't attacked Xavier Woods at ringside at Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia, that Xavier Woods would not have got involved in the finish of that WWE Championship match is a bigger lie than Byron Saxton's love life. And for those of you who do not know, Byron Saxton actually tried to chat up Nia Jax by offering her pie that would make her toes curl. Dirty pie nonce. Whether it be heels, faces, in between, New Day cheat to win. That's just what they do, and we love them for it, the little scamps. So just 5 days before a WWE Championship Steel Cage match between Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler, a man who many people believe, me included, should not be getting a WWE Championship match here in 2019, Dolph Ziggler is taken to a highly competitive singles match by Xavier Woods, who in the kayfabe terms is by far the worst wrestler in the New Day. Kayfabe terms being an important note there. Little tiny but really bloody girthy Xavier Woods almost beat WWE Championship contender Dolph Ziggler as well, for Christ's sake. He hoisted Ziggler up, in a gorilla press, crashed him down with some knees and tings, and nearly won. And I just don't understand how Dolph Ziggler, who was challenging for the WWE Championship on Sunday, of all days, came out of this match looking good. Judging from what we've seen from Xavier Woods over the past 5 years or so. Now I know he's a very good wrestler, but in strict kayfabe terms, he's clearly by far the weakest member of the New Day. Remember when he's quite literally scared of Bray Wyatt, like a little girl, a little toddler would be about the monsters in their closet. That was a thing that happened. Dun 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 dun. Well, he did it on this week's Raw, so we might as well bring it up again because it was still there on this week's SmackDown Live. Kevin Dunn, Daniel Bryan and Rowan, Eric, what the hell's his name? I don't know. The Big Red Ginger Tree. They are not the WWE Tag Team Champions, Kevin. They are the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. You are living in my fantasy world where there's one men's tag team division, one women's tag team division. Matches take place on both Raw and SmackDown Live, and everybody lives happily ever after because there's no bollocks in the tag team ranks because there's only one division. So there. Paul. So as we saw in this week's Raw, a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match took place. A match that was presumably booked by Shane McMahon, who was not only the best professional wrestler in the history of everything, but was also the only grown-up at this week's Raw. By grown-up, I mean member of the McMahon family, the one who makes the calls and that. But then we get to this week's SmackDown Live, and quelle surprise, because we all can't get enough of Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the history of everything. He's there on SmackDown Live as well. He tells Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, lads, you're going to be booked in a tag team match, but not just any tag team match. A 2 out of 3 falls tag team match. Groundbreaking stuff. I'm just so sad we had to wait so long from the last 2 out of 3 falls tag team match on a WWE show before last night's one actually took place. I thought it was never going to happen again. God, what a relief. Who the piss is on that truck? Psst, I know it's Lana, but somewhere along the line, WWE, they've killed her character off, and I've missed it, and I miss her. Let us know you're alright, Lana. Poor woman. First Rollins, now The Miz. What's going on round here, says a very sweaty Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the history of everything, isn't he? But of course, in that moment, we have Shane McMahon proving once and for all that even the McMahons do not fully grasp the concept of the wildcard rule, which of course we knew already, because when was the last time just 4 superstars from Raw went to SmackDown, or vice versa? The first week? Probably. It's a mess. Stop it now. Now, as we've seen on this week's 2 shows with Seth Rollins beating many people up with chairs and Kofi Kingston kicking people in the Kevin Dunns, the teeth, many people are preparing for Stomping Grounds, where of course we're going to kick ass and take names by kicking plenty of ass. But as we see there, Chad Gable, only one taking names. So next up we have the moment where The Miz was quite literally showing replay after replay after replay from this week's Monday Night Raw. Yes, as we live and breathe here in June of 2019, SmackDown Live is now just Raw Light, and last night's segment confirmed it unequivocally. But one of the replays The Miz showed was a slow motion one of Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the history of WWE, moving in slow motion with sweating off his forehead like a sweaty sloth, jumping from tree to tree. I'm off me right. But then The Miz claimed right to Shane McMahon's sweaty potato face. Shane McMahon, I didn't realise it was possible to sweat faster in slow motion. The sweat, it's made it on TV properly now. It's there. Yay! And sticking with The Miz, next up we have the moment where he claimed that when Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in WWE ever, arrived as commissioner on SmackDown Live back in 2016, Shane McMahon made SmackDown Live the land of opportunity. But now as we're here in 2019, all of the opportunities on Raw and SmackDown Live go to Cultaholic Sweaty Bollocks and his little sweaty friends. I've made a few notes here to prove The Miz wrong. Survivor Series 2016, somebody got injured. I think it was Baron Corbin who took his place. Not a full-time roster member, but of course it was Colonel McSweaty Bollocks. Then we have WrestleMania, the opening match. If you're not in the main event of WrestleMania, you want the opening match because the crowd is hot. Who got the opening match, I hear you ask? Colonel McSweaty of course, the best professional wrestler in the world. WrestleMania 34, Colonel McSweaty massive turd stain on the return, the WrestleMania return of Daniel Bryan after that lengthy injury. I don't know about you, but I would have loved to have seen Daniel Bryan team with somebody other than Colonel McSweaty. There he was, taking another marquee match away from somebody who worked for it and deserved it more than him. And then of course we have the utter debacle that was Crown Jewel. I'm not going to go into that because that nearly gave me a brain aneurysm. Ha ha ha! And then Survivor Series 2018, see 16 and replace the 16 with the 18. That's the years, I mean. Yes. But you there at home, if you have not watched last night's SmackDown Live, go back and watch the Miz's promo from last night's show, because it's the best promo he's cut since that infamous one on Talkin' Smack 3 years ago. He took exactly what everybody is thinking, put it into words, put it in his mouth, and then spat them out in word form. It was majestic. But since I've been clearly working for WWE's creative team for so long now, I've got to say the Shane McMahon joke is a joke that's gone too far now. Now, I don't know about you, but I can accept the delusional, middle-aged, sweaty Joe Rogan wannabe Shane McMahon thinking, oh, I can beat Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell, but oh, I've fallen flat on my face. Oh, I could be AJ Styles on the grandest stage of WrestleMania. Who? Flat on my face. Kevin Owens inside Hell in a Cell. Who? Flat on my face. That worked because Shane McMahon is a McMahon, and the McMahons, at the very core, are delusional cocks. Linda's the biggest by far. But now we find ourselves in 2019, and Shane McMahon has somehow found himself to be the glue that is attempting to hold these WWE shows together, but not working very well. This week's shows, they've been very good, but the weeks before that, with Shane McMahon plastered all over them, they were piss poor. Quite frankly, WWE, the Shane McMahon needs put in the bin, and put in the bin now. The lid closed, the bin emptied into the bigger bin, and that bigger bin put into the garbage truck. The garbage truck goes to the thing, pours it out, it burns. Die, Shane. Ember stands there. She cannot see Mandy and Sonya Deville. Ember moves forward approximately 1.75 steps, and she sees Mandy and Sonya straight in front of her. It looks like changing her bastard eyeballs every pissing time we see her is finally taking its toll. Stop doing it, Ember. That's like the equivalent to Goldberg headbutting doors, but with eyes. 3 tits on the floor. To be honest with you, when I saw that segment there, I don't know what to say about it other than excellent, fantastic, amazing stuff. But I've got to feel sorry for R-Truth because that t-shirt's out of date already. I nearly swore there, I'm not angry. He got a new t-shirt, it's out of date already. What a shame, eh? That's it for you WTF Moments from this week's SmackDown Live. I've half been Ross from Cultaholic.com, I've half been the Trippin' Balls. Hay fever's bad, everybody. If you have any medication that works for you, let me know, because mine doesn't work anymore. I'll see you on next week for some Stomping Grounds where we kick ass and take names. Bye. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.